Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel with my co-host Candy Nelson. We're going to bring you this evening a whole bunch of we don't know what, but it's going to be good, and it is basically to do with Morgellons Mischief. So, with that said, hello Candy Nelson. How are you tonight? And I don't want to call you Candy Nelson anymore because you're my friend Candy. So, how are you tonight? Are you doing good?
I'm okay, just tired, beat up from the being, I don't know, man. Like I said, I was like gagging up biofilm forever.
God, you say that. My friend Sheila, yeah, our friend Sheila, that was on last week. She showed a picture today of what she gagged up, and I've showed you what I had gagged up a long time ago, similar to what you had gagged up. And I know, guys, you don't want to really those of you that don't know about Morgellons, but
More
it's true.
gaggers.
I mean, it was like it has the hook on the end of it. That's exactly. You remember that, don't you? The one long thing.
Yeah.
She's about the fourth person now I know that has had that. So that gagging, I guess I'm going to go with that. But there's something to that. My little dog's sick from that. It's something respiratory. So what do you think on that?
Well, I found a really good article that explains about the biofilm. And, I shared it on my page and shared it in groups. But basically, for anybody that don't know what biofilm is, I can give them a brief explanation. But the biofilm is the liquid secretions from parasites that we carry in our bodies, which everybody has parasites, no matter who you are. But with Morgellons, it's like 1,000 times worse, because we have the DNA of all these insects and all these
And so,
foreign, whatever the hell they are, alien critters, whatever the hell you want to call them.
yeah.
But, so we're just full of this stuff. And so, like when you get fluid out of your eyes, or when you blow your nose, or when you gag, like when you blow, a lot of times you can look in the tissue and you can see like sparkly, like heavy metals.
Glitter.
Yeah. And I've like scoped that stuff before, and it come out pink and green and purple and blue and neon. And I'm like, what the hell? And I got
There's a
pictures of
parasite
it.
though also.
But it's
Have
the
you
biofilm. The biofilm is the excretion of the parasites. So what they tend to do is they protect the parasites because we're so full of that crap. So it kind of like when I did that thing when I told you I deep tissue massaged my leg, and all that yellow sticky pine sap crappy poured out of my damn leg, but like when you gag it up, it's like slimy, and it's like you can't get it all out. It's like goo or something, and it's just
right.
disgusting. So you just
Okay.
because it coats your throat, and you're like continue to gag on it because you can't break it up, and it's like almost impossible to kill that crap.
Okay, so this is my friend Sheila's that was on last week. You guys can see that, right? I had the exact same similar come out that I had gagged up one time. I had freaked out. It had like a hook in it. And I felt it almost break loose from my lungs, and I was coughing so hard. Well, this is Sheila. And I know, Sheila, that you don't mind that I share because she's standing in her truth too, Candy. And we're actually using that legitimately because that is Candy Nelson's catchphrase. But I've had this exact same thing about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And then I had a gentleman that lives in Belleville, Texas, text me, and he's like, oh my gosh, I think my girlfriend has Morgellons. And I'm not going to say names. There's no need to. And I said, well, what makes you think so? And he sent me a picture of this exact, almost replica of this thing that came out of the lung. You could see the end hook on it. And again, I had already done this years ago. Well, Sheila had this happen to her just the other night. And then that gentleman his was about 3 years ago when he contacted me. When he showed me the picture, I was like, yeah, thanks straight. That is something. But this to me looks more like the parasite because they all had that hook on it at the end. The ones that I'm talking about of my own, of the gentleman, in Belleville, that his girlfriend was sitting there and they were outside, and all of a sudden she just coughed huge, and this thing came flying out of her mouth. And then again, Sheila Roeder here, this one, this little guy belongs to her. We have little guys. Yes, we do. It's sad but true. So what do you think? I thought it was you that had also, maybe it was Candy. No, I thought it was you. Didn't you have something similar to that?
Okay, what I was doing was I was constantly gagging for days and days and days. And so one day I started gagging and I spit into the trash can that was sitting beside me. And I thought it was a blood clot because it was
Right.
red like blood.
Yeah,
And
that's what
so,
mine too. Yeah.
well, so I grabbed the tissue out and I pulled this thing off the tissue and it was like in a string, like, and so I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? So
Yeah.
I lay it down and I took a toothpick and started separating. And I was like, wait a minute, it kind of looked like a blood clot. But I went ahead and when I scoped it, it had like feather type features. It was like a red feather. And then I put a lighter alongside of it. It was as long as a lighter. They came out of my throat.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
so. That's the same thing. I remember yours looking like
it was a
my one
feather
of them.
looking thing. It was mutated feather thing. And it was like, when I first looked at it, like I
Yeah.
said, I thought I coughed up a blood clot, but I'm like, wait a damn minute, that's not a blood clot. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, no, it was not. No ways
And
near
when
no
they
damn
dry
blood clot.
out, it is not. You're right. So, and Sheila, if you're watching, or you can join us too if you're watching, but if you're watching, wait till that thing dries out. It'll flip your wig, or literally. I love Sheila because she was so brave to come on here and show everyone what it was
Yeah, it
about.
takes it, especially when you first do it for the first time, when you start speaking out, it's like, oh my God, it's so, it'll break you. And it's like,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to keep standing in my own damn truth. I don't care who the hell it is, what it is,
Right.
who it is. I don't care. you know,
That's right.
I got to tell you, you just reminded me about something else that happened. I have a coffee table in my living room. And so, one day it's like, I'm sitting there
It
and,
just.
I put some stuff on the coffee table. Everything was fine. And a couple of hours later, I came back and I went to go reach for something on the coffee table. And there was this black, slimy, gooey crap on the table. It's a wooden table and it's got like a ceramic tile top, and then it's a wood frame around it. And I'm like, what is that sticky black stuff? And I'm like, that's just gross. Where the hell did that even come from? Because I hadn't had anything black or been drinking anything black. And it was like it just dropped out of the damn air or something and landed on my coffee table. And I took some saran wrap and I'm like, wiped it on there. And I'm looking at it and it had that sparkly, glistery stuff in it. And I'm like, so I just kind of let it sit overnight. And it was like, it was like a thick, like, kind of like, you remember when I peeled off that Bordeaux's baby butt paste, but it was black.
Yeah.
So I think it was like black goo that just kind of all of a sudden just manifested out of nowhere. I can't imagine what else the hell it would have been. I mean, because there was nothing black leaking from my ceiling. My ceiling fan wasn't over it, so it wasn't like any type of oil or anything. And I'm like, but that's what it reminded me of, like black goo. And I
Yeah.
heard all about it. People
Exactly.
were talking about coughing up this crap. But that just kind of, I didn't gag that up. It didn't come out of me. It just kind of like appeared on my coffee table all of a sudden one day out of nowhere. And I'm like, the hell is that?
Hey, Candy. We have Diana Brown asking a question. She says herself and her daughter-in-law both have a rash in the same places on the back of their neck, chest, and earlobes. Does that sound familiar to anyone? I know it does to me, but what about you? I mean, your whole body was like, and we should ask Diana, what kind of a rash was it? Was it a raised rash? Was it red? Was it patterns and shapes? And Candy, I guess you can go ahead from there and maybe explain whatever you might know about that too.
Yeah, and just makes you wonder too. It's like, okay, did either one of you get like the vaccine recently, or did both of you? I've had some of my friends that one of my elderly friends, she's homebound. She doesn't get out of bed. She doesn't go anywhere. She's not exposed to anybody. She got the vaccine. Well, a few months later, all of a sudden, she's diagnosed with shingles.
Yeah,
And
my
I
6 or
had
4-year-old.
another lady from Ireland. Another lady from Ireland. Her and her best friend. They contacted me through Facebook, and neither one of them ever had any problems. Well, they got the vaccine. Now all of a sudden, they have Morgellons. So it's like,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
scary,
you know, I mean, the rashes she's speaking of, though, on the like she was talking about her neck and her chest and earlobes. That's mainly where mine have always been with this, which is odd. And my earlobes occasionally, not as much, but my neck and chest area, like horribly. You know, raised rash bumps, almost like poison ivy, similar to that. My neck has swelled huge at one time. I don't know if I can find the thing here in a minute, but you go ahead and say what you know. She said she did 6 months ago. She says I haven't got it and I don't want it. So
Well,
Diane Brown said that her daughter-in-law did 6 months ago. If she got the COVID shot of whiskey, so I'm going to leave it at that because we have to code word things for the algorithm. So, you know, yanking my chain here.
I'm sorry, I'm not too good at that. I just kind of say it. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay, because we can know this is for entertainment purposes only, and we have to do that because why? The alga said what? I got the rhythm and the blues. So, so yeah, that. Okay, so you can go on with what you think. I'll look for a picture here that I had of I think what she is like what I experienced.
All right, well, I can tell her a test she can do on both of them. On the areas that's itchy and bumpy and whatever is going on with it that's irritated, is just take some like coconut oil or any type of clear oil and kind of put it on the area, massage it in kind of good, and you know, let it soften up whatever's there, and then take a white paper towel or a white piece of fabric, not fabric that's like not like terry cloth or anything that has threads, something that's tightly woven like a pillowcase or even a man's white dress shirt that the fibers are tightly woven, and then just kind of wipe that area down and rub it and just wipe all that oil off of it. And then you take that white piece of fabric or that white paper towel, you put it up underneath a bright light and a magnifying glass. And if there's fibers in there, you'll be able to see them underneath a lamp or in the sunlight. You know, like I said, you can get a magnifying glass. Dollar Tree has them. Any dollar store, you can get a little magnifying glass. Hold it underneath a bright lamp or in the sunlight. And if there's Morgellons fibers there, you're going to see them on that white background.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a
Okay.
test you can do to see.
Yeah. Okay. So that was excellent advice. Okay, I'm gonna show. Uh-oh. I don't know what just happened. It was me. I happened in the 40s sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna show this. Let me get back here. Okay, I'm gonna show this rash that I had at one time on my neck. So be prepared. But here we go. All right. So this was my neck at one time. That is not my neck at all. That's me. You guys, that's you. That's Candy. So okay, let me try this again. That's okay. There we go. So this was my neck, and I don't know if you guys can see that, and I don't really know how to make it bigger at this point, but there we go. It's about as big as I can do. Do you see how it swelled out like a king cobra on the sides of it?
Yeah.
Like my whole body like literally transformed and shape shifted, and it was manipulated into things that our bodies, such as my neck in this photo, should not be able to do. And it was filled with nanotechnology or whatever you want to call it, Morgellons. It was filled with so much electricity, electromagnetic qualities to it that I can't even tell you. But so with that said, yeah, I suffered a lot with that, and I don't know about you, Candy, but I think you. There we are. Did you ever had? I know you had like yours was horrible all over, like all over, and that was just one portion of my body. But you experienced. Would you call it electromagnetic qualities to a lot of that because you could hear the static and all of that too? Correct.
Oh my God, I had been through so much. It's
I
like,
know.
oh Lord. And I think the worst breakout I ever had was when I went to my doctor and I asked him to please give me some doxycycline because everybody said that helps Morgellons. Oh, hell no. It almost killed me. That is the worst breakout I ever had when I took that stuff. It literally almost killed me. I almost convulsed. I was in so much pain. It was horrible. And I swelled up just like you in that picture. I mean, every piece of my body was completely covered in just rash and blisters, and I had the liquid biofilm pouring out of me, and it was burning my skin, and I got the chills, and eyes all rolled back in my head. I had to call my daughter. I was like, you gotta come help me. I'm gonna die. I just knew I was gonna die.
All right, I'm checking myself. I don't know why I keep getting up here. There you are. So I was showing them, like what your face was. Mine is nothing compared to what yours was. Nothing. And you all could see that. Well, it disappeared because I am not a professional videographer, and I'll say that anyway. But I mean, if you want to send me a photo right now, I can literally show them. I think I have some of yours, but I don't think I have you at your worst like that.
I don't know if I can find it, but I will try, because while I was waiting on you to come on, I went on and took my phone and I downloaded all my pictures onto the computer.
Right.
On my phone.
I mean, in the meantime, I could be playing a video of, like something, that I have here while we look.
Okay.
For instance, I guess I could play my wrist.
I got one right off the bat.
Oh, yay. Okay, there we go.
One of the, hold on one second.
Let me take mine off here.
I can do it, because, I'm just like you. I'm techno challenged here.
Oh, gosh. Everything changes, and they do it on purpose. They're like, oh, those old coots, they don't need to know how to do this. So, but yeah, as soon as you get it on, I'll make it big.
Let me see. This is when I was like, oh, boy. Hold on one second. Come on.
Oil, vinegar, and borax, Diane Brown, I think is what you're trying to say there.
Let's see.
The bath that you can take with the oil, vinegar, and one other ingredient, Candy, what is that?
Oil, vinegar, and one
I think you should talk about like the 20 miltine borax, maybe.
I'm not really sure about the oil and vinegar. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, I've done the apple cider vinegar. I've done the borax. I've done I do the it's called Kaz. It's an oil, but it goes in vaporizers, but it has camphor in it. Oh my God, that is like the most amazing.
The camphor is the way to go, then, huh?
Yeah, this on my thing, it'll let me share a video, but I don't know if it's going to let me share a picture.
Okay, I'm going to try to share this one while you're looking.
It's blurry.
Wait, cancel? No, not happening.
I want him out.
Okay,
Charlotte?
so apparently that didn't work. My daughter was literally sitting in the seat beside me while I had this strange creature just emerging from my wrist area, like here. Keep in mind, I had 3 surgeries on this wrist too. Ganglion cyst. I don't know if you guys can see that, but long story short, it was like it didn't phase her. It didn't phase anyone at all, even when I showed the video. And I'll show you guys here in a second, unless you still looking, Candy? I can show it now if you are.
Well, I found the picture. I just can't figure out how to get it on the screen.
Okay, let me try it. Let's see. That is so not it. You know how you did last time, like what you did last time? It should show up where, like, if you pull it up in your photos or whatever, because I'm allowing like the screen share going on right now. If it's working or not, I don't know. Let's see. Well,
so it should. I want to play a local video, but that's not a picture. That's a video. Let's see if it'll let me do it with a picture.
Anthony Brown was coughing up glitter like dust. Yes, I totally did that too, Anthony. I totally get that for sure. And Sharon Johnson, my friend Sharon Johnson, she can tell you all about the glitter. That girl had so much glitter. I was just like beyond myself until And I started seeing it too, and more. But she would like raise her hands up, and she would just have glitter everywhere. I literally took a shower about 4 years ago, and I'll never forget. I had kind of like scrubbed my body and skin with a 20 Milton borax, and the whole tub was filled with glitter, like everywhere. So
Yeah, this is
and I mean,
this is only letting me do videos. It's not letting me do photos, but let me see if I can pull it
okay,
up.
so on yours, it's really strange. If you can you text it to or email it to me real quick?
I can try.
If you do, I might be able to
see
save it.
if I can get into my email real quick. You went to the Gypsies layer?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna leave you guys here. Hold on 1 second. And then that way I can save it and share it. So don't leave. Don't. There we go. Nope. Not me. Not me. There we go. Maybe. No, Lisa, go away. Lisa, go away. I never listen. There you go. Again, a freaking get. Kanji. Oh. There we go. Okay. Man, I look really, really weird in glasses, like all the glare and everything, but I can't see you, so. All right, I'm going to go to my inbox. You guys carry on, keep doing what you're doing, be you all day long. I'm going to look for this. I'm going to refresh my Gmail. And I should be able to just cover the whole screen here.
No, what the heck? It even took.
Still not. Well, we can show it, I guess, next time too. I mean, I feel like I finally got a computer that's worth a darn. So, long story short, I'm finally able to show what videos I have on my. That was my cow. That's a big cow out there.
Yeah.
My poor dog is not doing well. And if you guys have animals, don't think for 1 second that they can't get Morgellons because, well, here's because. I don't know if you guys can see her, but she feels horrible. Pretty bad. And I just want to cry because I don't know what to do for her. I've been trying to get her to drink and eat as much as possible, but she's really miserable.
All right, it's coming.
Okay, cool.
All right, just send it.
All right, let me go back into that. Let me refresh here. I need to refresh a lot in my old age. Jeez. All right. Okay, let's see if I get. I know it came through because my phone just went off like crazy. So, and we're almost there. Okay, I got that. Let me save this. Wonder if I could just share from here. Let's see. Because I am not technical savvy. I'm not.
Techno challenge.
Oh, beyond. Like, if they have an Olympics for that, I could probably go. I just won't win. Special Olympics for the technically challenged. Yeah, that's me. So, okay. Let's see here.
My husband's got like 50 remotes around here, and he's like, "What's on the remote? Just get the remote." I'm like, "Which one, Dad?"
Okay, I'm going to take me down, and I'm getting ready to. That's not me down. That is me up. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all night for your entertainment pleasure. Holy crap. Leave me alone. I'm gonna go with it. Except for I'm going by myself. That's the problem. I packed a bag and it's a one-way ticket to hell. Okay. All right. Okay. I got this. Okay. So now I've got to download this and then I'll be able to show it here. Okay. We got that. Okay. So let's see if this works. So if I go to, I gotta go here, right? And then photos. I hope it's in here. Okay, let me go up here. Yeah, I talk to myself. That's how I get through life. I have to talk my way through it. Because if I don't, I get lost wherever I sit. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, it wasn't always this senile. It just happened one day.
Yeah, I really hope
It
that
is what it
picture
is.
comes through because, oh my God, it was so brutal. My whole body
Yeah, I'm
was
trying
covered
to
in
get it
that.
up right now. I have it like, okay, so it's saved. It should be here somewhere. You can see all the, from your end, I know that the audience can't see, but from your end, can you see the photos I have up, like what I'm trying to select here?
I don't see anything other than me.
Okay, let me try it this way then. So I got your neck there, and I got the download there. Got to see my way through live too. Nope, that's so not. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to try to share the entire screen in just that way. So my life hates me some days.
Yeah, I was
It's a
lucky that
love-hate
one was
relationship.
like right there at the top because, like I said, I just downloaded all those pictures and I was like,
That was meant to be, right? Okay, so let me go to share here and see what we can do. So if I do a window, there we go. I think we got this. Okay, so share. Did that? No, we don't got this. We never had it. Here we go. It's never ours to have. It was taken away. God giveth and God taketh away. Oh, he did that real quick. All right, here we go. Maybe. And let me see if I can make it bigger here by removing myself. Thyself, go. Be gone. Nope, that was not it. I knew that. I was just saying if you guys knew it. You did. Totally knew it. Good job.
hey, we're learning new stuff.
Okay.
I learned how to turn on the
A
volume
lot, because
tonight.
this is the first time I've been on an actual computer that has lasted worth of damn and darn, sorry God. And yeah, that. So I guess I have to stay on here with it and you. So where did it go though is the question. I'm trying to get it on there, but it's funny. It's like not wanting to show here. What the heck? All right, no problem. No problem, Bob. I got this. I'm just going to take that down and I'm going to try again when all else fails, right? So remove the source. Yeah, that's what people told me a long time ago. Just remove the source. Yeah, my computer's telling me. So just remove the source when all else fails. Tried that a few times, didn't work. And not just on here. So, okay, here we are. Try now. Try later. Try never. Try something. Anything. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing the dang thing, guys. I am doing it. No idea what it is. There. No, nope. Dang, ta-da to me. Okay, so Candy, for whatever reason, I guess next time if you can save it from your end, I'm thinking that like you had, the other times we could probably see it that way. But for whatever reason, it's not allowing the share tonight. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I mean, other than, life didn't go the way I planned it to be. Totally took a few turns that I wasn't expecting. Like actually every turn, none of them went in the turn. I'm not the princess on the back of the horse in the knight in shining armor. Nope, that didn't happen. So have Morgellons. I'm a human being and I am suffering along with the rest of them, but also I'm learning and growing and loving and living either way. Right, guys? What do you think, Candy? Because I can't.
I think I'm trying to
can't
find
get
it on
it
my
up.
phone.
That's not right. I did not say that. Mine just went totally in the gutter there for a second. Whoops. So I guess I can show one more thing maybe here. Where's my wrist at? Oh yeah, I bet too. That's just a joke though.
All right.
I wish I wasn't like blind as can be. Even my glasses don't help anymore. Okay, got that. Now let's do the share. And to the window. The window to the door. I have no idea why it's doing that. Alright, so
That's my chin and my
there you
neck.
go. Okay, let me take myself away.
That's my chin.
Okay, hold it more flat. Like
I'm trying,
flat.
but this is not.
Yeah, no, that's better. Like I just had to take myself off the screen. It helped a lot.
You can see that's my chin.
So lift it up just a bit. Yeah.
All right, hold on.
That is.
Let me narrow it back down again. Hold on.
Wow. That is like crazy. And the biofilm is unbelievable.
It's hard to get this thing to work with me here. But, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my face, my chin, my lip. Look at my lip. It was so huge.
Dang, that is bad. That's just like, it's unbelievable, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
I just can't believe the stuff we go through. I mean, literally. Ugh. I mean, it's sad. It's sad, but you know, we're strong. We're warriors. But your whole face was swelled up too, like mine was. Okay, so I'm gonna share this one here. I don't know if I ever showed you guys my spider one, but I mean, you guys need to see it. I mean, it's just like a lot of people are like, oh, that's just. They said, oh, it's just a spider you stepped on, blah blah blah. I'm like, have you ever seen a spider with chubby legs and a mind of its own? I mean, it just cracks me up. Like they think, like, okay, so who's gonna step on a spider and be like, oh my god, that came from my body? Oh, that came from me totally. Like, who says that? Nobody. Okay, if we're telling you something like that, it's more than likely actually 100% because it did. Okay, so if you're not believing something, that's okay. We don't expect you to. Oh, there's the demon babies that are being born, which is terrifying. You guys can't see that though. So, long story short, though, I mean, we're not stupid. We weren't born yesterday. In fact, if you're me, you were born too long ago that you don't wish to count anymore. Okay. But the point is, and the thing is, nobody wakes up one day completely sane for, you know, pretty much all the years of their life. And then all of a sudden, like, ta-da, I'm really crazy right now. And I'm going to think exactly the same thing as 500,000 other people all across the U.S. are thinking. And I don't know them and I don't even know what they're thinking, but it's all going to be the same. And suddenly we just all have a crazy illness with all the proof in the world to show you. But the C to the D to the C says, nah, ain't happening. So, I mean, you guys use your head. You think this is GOV is your friend? I believe it's not. I believe you wore a little facial diaper because a lot of shit talking's going on. I believe you wore that facial diaper for a reason. And it wasn't because you were being protected by your G to the O to the V. They've known. They're the source. I don't care what anyone says. They're the source. There, I said it. I'm probably going to be booted. I don't care. I said it. I have no problem with that. People need to know what's going on. A lot of bad things are going on. Candy, I'm having the worst time trying to find my little weird fat-legged spider friend that everyone wanted to say that was.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out where that damn millipede got on my damn leg. I'm like outside. I mean, I just walked outside, and it was
that was the same one that I had showed you the next day, right? Like the same kind.
Well, I was in the house, and a friend of mine called. She was upset. She was crying. So I decided I was going to go outside, and so I'm like halfway down my steps, and I got like 4 or 5 steps, and I felt something wet on my leg, and I'm like, okay, I didn't feel that inside. I didn't feel it until I was like halfway down my steps. Well, thank God that I'm like, okay, it's just Morgellons pretending like something's on my leg. So I'm just not going to pay it no attention, because if I would have thought something was on my leg halfway down the steps, I probably would have broke my damn neck. You know, right? So
exactly.
Anyway, I just went on and sat down to the picnic table, and I'm trying to talk to her and calm her down, and felt something wet on my leg again. So I pull up my pants leg, and I look up underneath my pants leg, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing there. Why am I feeling something wet? So I pulled my pants leg back down. I felt it again, pulled my pants leg up again, still didn't see nothing. So I'm like, I'm talking to her. I'm like, wait a minute. I reached down there. I felt where I was feeling the wet at, and it was a lump underneath my jeans. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, how the hell did that thing even get in there? It was as long as my damn finger, and it was fat. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I was in the house. I didn't feel it till I'm going down the step. It's halfway up my leg between my knee and my ankle. And I'm like, so it just didn't all of a sudden decide to pop up there, jump up my damn pants leg halfway down the steps out of nowhere. And I still can't figure out where the hell that even came from. But I mean, then when I finally felt a lump up underneath there, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I ain't imagining this shit. You're going to die. and I just squeezed it just as hard as I could. Whatever it was, I squeezed it.
He's great.
And I
You
almost
want to
pushed his
die, okay?
head because
So let's look at
yeah,
it.
he fell out onto the ground. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh my God. And well, come to find out when I was looking them up, they said that when you get scared that they put off this like liquid juice that can burn your skin, like acid. And I was like, oh my God. So ran inside and, you know, scrubbed it down really good. I never got a rash or got a burn or anything from it, but still it was like, the hell was that thing and where did it come from?
Right. So I had a lot of weird things happen. I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not. Probably not, but okay, so that guy happened. That guy happened in my water bottle. So you guys want it like, yeah, you can totally make these strings or curly strings up to look like worms. Not on my pants leg. This is when I first noticed weird things were happening on top of just the Morgellons. I mean, I would have things attached to the bottom of my pant legs. Don't ask me what, because I don't know. And then this guy one day just literally wiggling around, and I have the video somewhere. This is the screenshot there it is. So was just wiggling around, moving, and I grabbed it with a set of tweezers, which you could see above the top area here was the tweezers. So
Diane Brown, what do you mean when you say you gals have a great spirit? Wash hands?
Wash hands. What does that mean? Yeah, we never wash. We don't even want to wash our hands. Why would anyone wash their hands? Damn it, that's a stupid thing to say. Just kidding.
I was just like, okay,
yeah, no, you think? Do you think?
I didn't know if it was like some kind of hidden
that joke. So I had like, this is all stuff that was outside, by the way. Everything I'm showing here was not the things that I found at the time within my own being. These are things I started noticing outside, you know, of our life. And let me tell you, they were definitely there. Hexagons, we got hexagons. I wish I still had Sharon's, but here's a whole huge, great example of hexagons that we deal with. Like that, yeah. You can see the thing shiny and glittery, and trust me, it's not actual glitter. I'm not so dumb that I can't figure out, well, I wonder if I might have a bottle of glitter in this house. No. I mean, we're smarter than that. And plus, again, 500,000 plus are saying the same thing because, well, it's happening. So I don't even want to hear the moronic comments. Don't have to, won't. And I'll boot you real quick, Candy, and I'll boot you from this channel, and you'll be done. So if you want to hear the truth, you want to hear what we're going through, and you don't have to understand it you don't have to understand. It just is what it is. But I mean, it's happening, and it's plain as day. So this is the other thing that killed me. It was blue. The light was blue, and I don't care what anyone says. I'm begging my daughter for help at the time.
Look, I really need your help.
And she's playing with her shoes. And it's not because she doesn't love me. It's because people are oblivious to this, and they don't, like, something's making them not want to know.
I want him out, Violet.
I'm just begging. She's like, we don't need a fool an hour. She wants school shopping for her.
Don't you?
And for those of you that want to give me crap, because there was another Morgellons channel that did. One lady on there, she's like, yeah, I can't believe you talked to your daughter like that. I'm like, by the way, she's 15 at the time, okay? So, kaya talabog grande before I come over and put a size 7 in your culo. I said that out loud. But I mean, I was begging, and she's like, let's just go. I'm so bored. I want some new school clothes. I love my daughter, don't get me wrong. But it hurts to know that we're suffering, and in the whole world, including your family. And my daughter's a blessing. You have no idea. She's, they don't see, I don't think, everything that is, for whatever reason. Candy, you talked about the tissue dances, doing like weird things and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I've got that going on too. Like, you were talking about the fibers, how they dance to the, to the beat or whatever.
Sci-fi music.
Yeah, So I have a tissue that does that. If I can find it. And you guys can read my stupid titles, but that was the only way I could make myself, remember what exactly it was that I was doing at the time or what happened. So I'm sharing my entire life with you guys, all right? And it's, it is, I have nothing to hide. When you have Morgellons, you have nothing to hide. It is what it is. And I mean, you guys can say whatever you want, but it's all just cut and dry. So I call this one like, so parasites, for instance, right? We get those. These are the ones I was showing you earlier, but what they do to your body is ridiculous. I mean, totally ridiculous. And I've got one in here that will probably blow y'all's mind, but I mean, okay, so here's one. And you guys are going to hear some choice words. I mean, this is like, I'm freaking out. I'm trying to figure things out. It's a little early on. I mean, that I pulled from my body, and obviously it's not moving. It doesn't have to move. You shouldn't have it in your body. I don't care if it's corn on the cob or a Thanksgiving turkey. It shouldn't be in your damn body. Tried to explain that to a doctor one day, and he's like, well, it's not moving. And I'm like, listen, genius, it doesn't have to move. It's in my body. Just because it's in my body, it doesn't have to move. It shouldn't be there. Even if it's a gosh darn Thanksgiving turkey, it shouldn't be there. So, yeah, I mean, doctors are geniuses these days, let me tell you. He's like, well, I don't see it moving. I had the same thing when CPS came. They were like, going to take me away from my, not CPS, adult services. Going to take me away. And they're like, well, they say that you're experiencing these things that are moving. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, look. And, I showed her something that was already on my body. And you could see it sticking out of my body. It was a fiber. And it didn't look like a hair, which she knew it didn't look like a hair. But she was like, well, I don't see that moving. And they said that you see things moving. I'm like, listen, lady, I don't care if I got a carrot growing out of my arm and it's not moving. Should a carrot be in your arm? Should it? I mean, I'm getting ready to put one in your butt. But I mean, that's the point, though. That is the point. And that's got to tell you something. I mean, the world would be dumb. They got dumb. Why? Why did they get so dumb? I just want to know, is it the fibers? What do you guys think? What do you think, Andy?
Well, I don't know, but I know when the first day I met my doctor and I told him about I showed him the pictures and then he said, oh, well, you said you had something about fibers coming out of your skin. I was like, oh, I got a live video for that. And I showed it to him and he was like, oh God. He's like, how did you get that to come out of your body like that? Because you cannot.
I just planned it.
There was no way. Well, there's no way. You can look at that video and tell there was no way that was self-implanting. And good and damn well, there was just no way that could be even. No. And I told him.
There's no way to fabricate that. Yeah,
no. So again, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Either he's going to love me or he's going to hate me. We're going to know right off the bat. So.
Yeah, I've never found one that loves me at all. That's okay. It's okay. I'm a hard person to love, apparently.
Amazing. I swear, I wish he could do
group therapy. No, I'm just kidding.
Group therapy, or like
we don't need that though.
Like long distance appointments. I guess. I guess if Ginger Saver doesn't, he can do it, right?
Virtual doctors for Morgellons. That's what we should have had.
Did you hear me?
But you know what? I think we know more than the doctors. Obviously, we do.
Did you hear me? I said, I guess if Ginger Savely can do it for $1,000 for 30 minutes, he can do it for.
Gee, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, those of you that don't know about that, go to one of our earlier episodes. This is for entertainment purposes only. So. What she said. So, but I mean, honestly, I think we know more than any doctor could possibly know. And there's part of me that knows that they got to know. They've been told to shh and cállate la boca and nothing more. Some of them. I know that there's a lot of these small town doctors here, like I have in Podunk, Cooley. But, no matter what, once you get a computer in front of you, there's coding. And when you use that coding, you got to go by that. You can lose your license. So I know some of it's innocence with some of the physicians. But I know a lot of it with the C to the D to the C, go me, is lying out their buttholes. The bottom end where, they go poo. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's what you know what? These people that have this petition going for this EDC recognize this or else they're going to get a stick up their ass. I'm like, oh, y'all are so funny.
Right?
You know, how many damn
Just
times we
saying.
tried that before? How many petitions we sent to presidents before? No.
Yeah, like that's gonna really, yeah. I mean, and I love the passion. I do. And I want to say to all that has tried that, please don't, we're not discouraged. We love your passion. We do. But this is well beyond that passion. It is not going to make you're not going to make a dent in even a hard-boiled egg at this point. I mean, it's way well above and beyond what you're even thinking. And it's not. I'm sorry. And I'm not talking negative. I'm totally positive that they're going to hell. I'm positive about that. Okay, so it's not negative.
They haven't been deep enough down the rabbit hole yet.
Just wait. It gets deeper, guys. It gets deeper.
Oh.
So deep. But I mean, you know, the rabbit hole is a place that I think, in my opinion, we all should have been a long time ago, because that's the eyes wide open, you know, eyes to see, ears to hear. It's where you follow your real lead versus your stationary lead, because that's what it is right now. But or for some, and I don't have the answers. Do you have the answers? None of us do, I don't think. Candy has a lot of damn answers, though. I will give her that. She really does. She's got some great suggestions, but we're not claiming to have the answers. We're not trying to discourage. We're just trying to remind you that this is much bigger than what you possibly fathom or wrap your minds around. It's spiritual.
Let me just say, after dealing with this for over 20 years, is like I said, I died 1,000 deaths. And it's like I done been to the pits of hell and had to climb my ass back out like one claw at a time, you know, fighting my way all the way back out again. And I'm like,
yeah,
I just always.
So, I mean, you die and you relive.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, the things I've been through and survived, and I'm like, and I'm still go through, and I'm like, I'm better, you know, I'm so much better because I stopped believing in the system. I stopped trusting.
You realize the system's a lie.
The pharmaceuticals and everything you've ever been taught is a lie, and it's so deceptive. And it's like, you know, I just finally humbled myself enough where I just said, God, I just can't do this anymore. You got to help me. And bam.
That's what it takes to humbling yourself by the Lord, and He'll set you free. That's what it takes. And that's the problem. Most people can't get that humbled. But it takes losing everything and going through so much and almost literally dying 1,000 deaths, as Candy said. You almost have to humble yourself and bring yourself to a level that you rise back up. You're born again, so to speak. I mean, in many ways, like not just baptism. That's what I believe baptism means. You are literally born again. Your sins are gone. You have been brought to the level to where you rise back up out of those ashes, and you sing it from the mountaintops. But I mean, it's so much more than that. It's so big that you will never really probably be able to grasp it. But you'll be able to get it one day. And it's achievable. And we just got to keep the eyes open and the ears.
I just know that right now I'm still enjoying my reprieve from not having any lesions. You know, for the
good
first
for you.
Time. But it's
you look so good too.
And I every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. You know, I'm waiting for something weird or strange or something to happen that's gonna like put me in a relapse. And I'm like, okay, it's not happening. Yeah, I've got internal stuff going on, which I'm concerned about, but I'm trying to figure out how to break down this biofilm internally, because I know that if I can't get rid of that, I'm not going to get rid of these symptoms. They're going to come back.
Apple cider vinegar. Yes, Anthony, we do that.
Whew.
You betcha.
And oregano oil. Internally, that stuff will kill you.
Yeah, that stuff smarts.
Yeah.
So is the apple cider vinegar. I'm like, you want to talk about having some things going on north and south that you probably aren't going to like? That would probably be a couple of them. Yeah, I'm no lady. I don't have to be a lady. I have Morgellons. I can say whatever's on my mind, okay? So, yeah, poop happens. I said that out loud, too. But, I mean, you literally learn to, like, lift that cultured structure, you know, that's been put and set upon us all throughout our lives. You learn to have that lifted off of you gradually. It goes away. you don't have, there's no boundaries with being awake and aware and elated because there's no boundaries. There's no boundaries. The only boundaries you guys have ever had is the ones that were put on you, put around you on purpose, with definite purpose.
Honestly, one day I was just thinking to myself, oh my God, what else could possibly happen to me or be done to me? You know what? It's like, I might give a damn is busted. I give a crap about what anybody thinks anymore. You know?
You betcha. My goodness, busted. Yeah. You know what, you guys, you don't have to give a damn. You don't, especially on what they've told you. Like, you're going to have little shot there and shot there of tequila, of course I'm speaking of. And you're going to go sit in a desk, and that bell's going to ring, and you're going to raise your hand, and you'll only speak when they say you can. And the same went for the instructor in front of you, which some of them call teachers. They all went through that chain of command. I mean, it is like you have been conditioned from one generation to the next generation, all handed down to you. And we never thought to think outside of that element in life. We just were told that's that, and this is this, and that's how it is. But it's not. It is not. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, and not just what was taught to you, so you come out a newborn baby and you're like, Mama, give me some milk. And you never meet another human. That instinct for life comes from self-observation. No other human around. You will immediately know and be aware of how to thrive, what to do, and how to live by your own self-observation. And some of you are going to be like, well, that makes you a caveman or Neanderthal. It kind of does, but I mean, do you even believe that? Do you believe they were as dumb as we were told? I sure as hell don't, because I'm telling you what, if a baby comes out of their mama knowing immediately that they need to eat, and they're immediately pacified by eating, I'm pretty sure we weren't clubbing women over the head saying, woman, me need bed. We weren't. I don't think it was like that, but another subject. It's so exhausting. So exhausting, and I've been working too long to even. Stay tuned. Release his mouth.
Something else too. If you think about something, what does an abusive person do? Okay, when you're in an abusive relationship, it's like you don't get to have an opinion of your own. You don't get to make your own choices.
Don't speak being spoken to.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, if you do speak out, then they try to make you look crazy, like you're the one that's got the problem. Okay, now I'm talking about any type of abusive relationship. So then they try to make it look like you got the problem. They talk bad about you to other people to make you look bad. They withhold information from you. They withhold money. Physically get to the point of hurting you. And I mean, to talk about like the abuse with Morgellons, it's like, okay, first of all, I had one physician's assistant that I had a cyst in my area between my thigh and my vaginal area that was like right on the artery. So I went in there. I swear I'm not lying. He grabbed it, squeezed it, pinched it, and twisted it and said, "Is that it?"
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I had that happen to me.
Wow.
I had a rheumatologist just literally get in my face and grab me by my shoulders, and it's like, you have to take this medication. You're going to break your hip. And it's like, have them tell me, oh, you're doing this to yourself. You're causing your own problems. How's your marriage? Oh, are you depressed? Maybe you need an antidepressant.
Yeah, we're depressed because of that. We're not depressed because we're naturally depressed, but guys. That's been done to you.
Those types of statements, when you're being treated that way, okay, whether it's by your partner or whether it's by your spouse or whether it's by your doctor or any damn body else, that is abuse. That is abuse. And if you tolerate it, then they're going to continue to treat you that way as long as you tolerate it. So then, therefore, guess what?
That goes for the whole system, though, really.
Yeah, if you're not going to have a partner that's going to treat you that way, why would you pay a doctor, again, to treat you that way? You don't. You don't go back and
we're paying them for their services, and they're not serving us.
It makes me angry, I'm I'm like, why would you pay somebody?
That's why I don't go to a
to
doctor. I'll
distract
never
you?
go again. In fact, I think they're the devil's advocate.
Whew. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, we know so much more than doctors do. Look at us. Look at us, like, know these remedies or these things that not maybe a cure. We didn't say cure more than any doctor's ever done. I mean, Candy Nelson's got 20 years physician right there sitting in that seat as far as I'm concerned. So I don't
look
even
at
trust
that one
any of her.
dermatologist, the one dermatologist at the university. She tells me, well, if you ever come back in my office talking about fibers underneath your skin, I'll be referring you to a
We told the same
psychiatrist.
thing.
And she said,
I had
and
a
they'll
lady tell me the
diagnose you with
same
delusions of
thing.
parasitosis. I said, I never said I had bugs. I said I had fibers. I said, second of all, you don't have to worry about me coming back in your office again,
Ever.
because I won't be back. And third of all, just because you refer me to a damn psychiatrist, that don't mean I have to submit to going.
Oh, trust me, they took me. They came and took me. I literally, like, they took me, arms, everything, out of my life, out of my home, away from my daughter for 3 days. And my words before I was released that I was told, so are you ever or I said, so are you ready to go home? Yeah, I want to go home. And then, as most of you know, so let me rephrase this. If you want to go home, are you ever going to talk about this again? And again, I was like, wait, what? And they're like, let's put it this way. You never, ever speak of this again, ever. And I was like, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Whatever you want to hear, because I have a 9-year-old child at home. And how freaking dare you take me away from my baby? And I'm a damn good mom. How freaking dare you? You guys have seen mama cats and animals, wildlife fight for their cubs and kittens. You have no clue what you're messing with when you mess with a human mother. I mean, they still delivered their own death certificate, as far as I'm concerned. But they did it, and they took me against my will. And not one of my family members, not one of them, stood up, tried, knowing I have no history of mental disorders or delusional parasitosis. Like, geez Louise, I catch snakes and bugs. I used to eat ants like for a quarter on the playground, guys. So I'm not really scared of any bugs or parasites at all. That's all.
Now you got it.
Give me a quarter. Now eat a roast if you want. Like, shit, shut up. Okay, so
You ate too many bugs.
Don't believe in it. So, right? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet, but yeah, we're not crazy. The only crazies around here are all of you that's allowed them to condition you and you not to come out of your own mindset that they're right. I know because my doctor and my lawyer and my teacher, she told me so. I know that's right. I'll study my book. I got a freaking A on my PCT. Shut up, please. You don't know anything, and it's not by your own doing. But if you don't break loose out of that little chain that you got going on there, you deserve it. You kind of do. And yes, family, that means you too. You have to break free. You have to. I can't save you. I've tried. We can't save you guys.
Well, honestly, when I told my husband and my children that I was going to open up my Facebook and go public and I was going to start speaking about this and I was going to go talk to my doctors and I was not holding back no more, they were all like, oh my God, you can't do that. I was like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I said, and I will. And I said, and I tell you what, I said, I don't give a damn if they come to my house with a paddy wagon, throw me in a straitjacket and shove a ball gag in my mouth. I will bite that damn thing in half and tell them, bitches, you got it too. It's like, I was like,
had I not had a small child still at home, I think I would have probably torn some people to shreds. But she would, and it was the night of her big play. She had a lead role, and I'd never missed anything of like hers day in her life. I coached her basketball team until she was freaking in junior high, from freaking 4 years old up. I mean, that's the kind of mom I am and was, and they tried to take that, but I wanted to, Candy, if you only knew like how bad, you want to talk about going postal. I never understood that until like that happened to me. And I wanted people to die that day badly. But I couldn't put my finger on the bad guy because the cop didn't want to do it. He didn't want to take me. He literally sat there and watched a chemtrail movie, con artist trail movie. I'm sorry. Algorithm is totally for entertainment purposes only. That does not exist. None of this does. Algorithm, because yeah, someone created you to freaking vote no and vote yes. So, but you won't win. You two will crash. Get it? Just kidding. But even that cop was, and then he had there was two officers, a female and a male. And you could tell they didn't want to, they didn't want to take me. They understood, they saw it. And then they took me to a town next to here, Brookshire. And then it was like, whoever the district, whatever is, because I still was trying to wrap my mind around, wait, that's my house and I'm at your mercy. And so then I sat in this little office with the cops for like what seemed like hours. Probably more like a couple of hours went by, but the guy finally was like, he never even came to meet me, see me, talk to me, nothing. He just told the cops, oh yeah, I'm finally out of my meeting. Yeah, no, you need to haul her down to Rosenberg to Texana House, which I didn't even know what that was or what that meant, because I don't know any crazy people. Like now I do. I know my whole family's crazy apparently because they let this happen.
You got a new friend from Florida.
Right? I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? What is this place? They're all rocking back and forth and literally salivating. Like, that's not just in the movies, guys, by the way. And I'm just like pooping my pants because I'm like, what the hell's going on? Not really. I didn't do that because that would be a little odd. But they hauled me to this other place because the guy that never saw me, the district, whatever he was, management, when he was probably eating a hot dog and had a couple of hookers in there. I don't know. That's probably what took so long because he couldn't. Never mind. Very short. So these two poor cops that didn't want to do it to begin with from my original place in my small town, 12 miles hauled me to the other small town. And then from there, 40 miles to Rosenberg, Texas, to Texana House, where they drugged me. And I can say this in all confidence. And Texana, you want to come after me? I have lawyer friends now. I am a process server. I am a private investigator. I am your worst nightmare kind of girl right now. Yeah, that's me batting my eyes. I went the other direction so I could come after you, okay? So don't F with me ever again.
You forgot to flip your hair. You forgot to flip your hair when you batted your eyes.
My hair, but don't you ever mess with me. I will come for you like a hawk after a squirrel, okay? And I'll get your nuggets too.
Oh.
But long story short, yeah. So all I could think, though, is I didn't want my daughter to suffer if I fought that. There's consequences, all right. There are unfair consequences, but there are. And I had to take that into consideration. Otherwise, I would have had them for dinner and lunch and breakfast and however many others I could have had after that. But I just knew I wanted to see her again. And I would never, I would kill before he was ever given up, like someone taking her from me. But I had to do it the smooth water way at the time. But they dragged me for 3 days. I don't remember how I got into their clothing attire. If I peed, how I peed. If I pooped, maybe I did. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you gotta, because if you're a human, it's gotta happen. So, and then the third day I woke up and I started moving. And I just remember some tall fuzz ball, because I couldn't see the face, comes in. And so, Miss Hicks, are you feeling better? I'm like, where am I? What happened? And that's when it hit me. Like, I was taken against my will. I was drugged up. I was held there. And apparently I was counseled at Texana House. How can you freaking counsel someone if they're drugged up and they're not even coherent? And then when they leave your center, you're like, so you feeling better? You want to go? Yeah, well, let me tell you, you can only go if you never talk about this again. Like, I freaking have nothing to talk about because I didn't even know I was here, genius. So I agreed because there's nothing to talk about except for this, which is true. And
hey, I need to go to the restroom. I'll be back.
No, you can't.
Break up.
No, your life is insurance, Candy Nelson. Anyways, so guys, that is all truth. I wouldn't make that up. I couldn't make that up. I mean, that is so unfair. You can be a good human, a good citizen, a good individual, a tax-paying, upstanding citizen that, you know, never is not late on bills, like current on everything, like doesn't fall behind. You can do all that, hold, you know, upstanding job positionings and be the best version of you can be. And then you get sick one day. You get sick one day with something that you can't explain, but you know is wrong because you're smart. You're smart. You went to school and sat in that desk too. But On top of that, you know your body better than anyone. You know your body better than anyone. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, but it does. And then there are innocent people sitting in prison right now that are not murderers or whatever they're, they can take your life away in a New York minute. They can. And when I say they, we kind of have an in general idea of who they are, but it does happen. Can happen. It did happen to me. And so if you got to blow some smoke up somebody's rear to give them like, fresh blasts of warm air or whatever, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to, because at the end of the day, it's between you and God, the big man upstairs, and there's prices to pay. There's big prices to pay, and they're going to pay them. They are going to pay them. And Texana House, if you are listening at all, what you do to people and what I saw there upon my departure, with the way people were sitting there rocking and drooling, and what seemingly probably were very sane individuals. The only crazies that are made are from people like you, from physicians, from medical facilities, and from pharmaceuticals at the top of that list. All of those things belong to you, not us. And that's baggage that you're going to be carrying with you to your grave. And after that, it's going to get heavier and it's never going to end. So just keep that in mind, because what you did, I'm angry, but I'm really taking a lot of satisfaction in knowing where you're going and what's going to happen. So I'm okay with that. I'm still going to live. You're not robbing me of my life. How'd that go, Kate Nelson? Everything come out all right?
It is.
Huh? All right. So what would you like to close tonight out with? I literally just got back into town again tonight, like about 2 hours before I got on here. So I'm sorry it was thrown together again.
Well,
I'm apologizing to you too, Kate.
Well, I would like to tell people that are listening and anybody out there, I have an open Facebook group. It's called Finding Hope with Morgellons Disease. And that group, I'm very protective. I always have been over people in the Morgellons world. And so, of course, there's questions you have to answer before you can join the group.
Sharon Johnson. Hello, Sharon. Sorry.
If I go to your page and, it's an open Facebook group. If I go to your page and I can't see anything on there, no pictures, nothing about nothing. I don't see anything. Well, guess what? You're going to get declined. Okay. Because it is an open Facebook group. It's open for a reason. It's open to bring awareness and bring attention to the situation. Well, if you're not doing that on your own page, then you're not going to be doing it in an open group. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I got to get a hit of peppermint oil. And so a lot of times you get these, I don't know what they are, but it's like they claim that Morgellons is, what is it, Pythiosis. Some of them say, oh, well, it's a fungus. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's the other. So, but honestly, anybody that's had this any length of time, they know that it's not just a fungus. It's not just a mold. It's just not a tick-borne illness. And it's just not one thing or another thing. It's like a combination of everything up underneath the damn sun. And
that's right.
You go out there and you do the research and you learn. It's like when I found out about it's called leishmaniasis. It's spelled Leishmaniasis. That is it's a sand flea bite. But if you go research that and you look, those lesions from those sand flea bites look just like this Morgellons stuff. If you research cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, which is glyphosate poisoning, and that's another thing I want to talk about. I thought when I saw this article from Dietrich Klinghardt that said the reason why people get Morgellons symptoms that everybody has this, and he talks about the chemtrails and all, that it's your exposure to the glyphosate. So because glyphosate is in a lot of the food supply, I found a nonprofit in France. It's called detoxproject.org, and had my hair sent over to France to have it analyzed. Well, it came back negative for glyphosate, but it came back positive for aminomethylphosphonic acid. Now, this is where it gets evil, okay? So I'm like, oh, well, what is that? So I start researching it. Well, that aminomethylphosphonic acid, if you look it up on Wikipedia, is spelled AMINOMETHYLPHONIC acid, ACID, or AMPA for short. And it tells you that is a chemical that's added to glyphosate as a degradation product to degrade the glyphosate. And it's even more toxic than the glyphosate itself because it degrades it. So
There you go.
yeah, so I don't have the glyphosate because I have aminomethylphosphonic acid in my body. So
There you
therefore,
go. That explains a lot.
no tests have been done, and there's no criteria for testing aminomethylphosphonic acid. So if you have that in your body, you're just screwed because you can't get a diagnosis because guess what? You had glyphosate, but because they added the aminomethylphosphonic acid, it hides everything. That's why all our tests come back negative. My doctor
There
sent me
you go.
to the Mayo Clinic to have me scan. I had my lymphatic system scan. They took like 21 vials of blood from me that day to do all these tests for skin cancer because if you look at all the cancers, cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, there's hairy cell carcinoma, okay? They told me my arm lesion came back as a pseudo lymphoma. How the hell do you have a fake lymphoma? It's like, no.
Who gave it a name? That's how somebody gave that a name.
Yeah, you gonna call it a fake lymphoma?
It's impossible. Like, you mean you have a word? What do you got?
So if you think
Doesn't make any
about
sense.
the fact that they intentionally added this other chemical, the aminomethylphosphonic acid, to the Roundup to degrade the glyphosate, which everybody's eating all this stuff that's being sprayed with this. When I showed that stuff to my doctor and I explained it to him, I mean, man, his face, I just thought he was going to blow a gasket. Not because he was mad at me, because he realized what I was saying was true. And this is such bullshit.
That's what I was wanting you to tell everyone a long time ago. That is such bullshit.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I spent 9 months, like 12 hours a day on the internet trying to find out information about that aminomethylphosphonic acid. It took me 9 months.
I would have never known that if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. It took me 9 months just to find the material safety data analysis on it. And so I have it, which I downloaded, I copied, I printed it, I got it. Because guess what? I got a hair analysis that says that crap is in my body. There's no way it got in my body unless somebody poisoned me. So that leads me to my next thing. I've contacted attorneys. Nobody wants to touch this because
they know. Everybody know. The higher ups know. There was an elitist type of game.
And then
started here, by the way.
Yeah, and on top of that, okay, first of all, if you can prove that you've been poisoned and somebody has poisoned you, that is a crime. That is a damn crime. So if you can prove
then they take you away.
Paperwork to prove it, then how the hell does nobody not want to touch this as far as legalities go?
They know the repercussions and the consequences, which I myself suffered.
Right.
I got taken away from my child.
I think this is what I wanted to talk about last week, but I couldn't remember what it was. But this was it.
With the CRS too, I got that going on bad.
Yeah, because guess what? No, this is evil. When they intentionally add a chemical to the product to degrade it, that's even more toxic than the one that they're degrading. But yet, there's been no human studies done and no testing done on it, and you can barely find the damn MSDS on it. Took me 9 months to find that.
Sounds a little something like, the diaper face thing. Just saying, like, hello, ding, ding, ding. Anyone waking up yet? Yeah, being done to you. PURPOSC. I don't know what that spells.
That detoxproject.org, like I said, it's a nonprofit. It's out of France. I think it was like $85. And then I still got the piece of my hair, that's like really short back here. But anyway, but you just basically, you cut off a piece of your hair up at the root. They send you a little kit. You put your hair in there. You send it back to them.
No problem with it because it's infested. They're going to get it too.
And then they analyze it and they send you the results back through an email. So yeah. I tested
that is actually though. That should, guys, remember that, Candy. Thank you. That is so true. Snip it off. Send it in, because the more of us that do that, it's not going to do shit. But it doesn't matter because it helps peace of mind, right?
Well, but I did find out. But I did find out, I was visiting the Robert Kennedy website, the one that has the glyphosate lawsuits out. And he did say that before they can have any lawsuits at all, they have to have like a base number of people in order to even start any lawsuits. So you can't just be like 1 or 2 people. So we would have to have like 1,000 people have their hair analysis and have that stuff show up in their hair before any attorney would take it on. You have to have.
Well, Monsanto did get prosecuted, right? Like, that's what I'm not understanding. Why did this not carry over? I mean, there's something bad going on.
They sold the company to Bayer. So they still.
That makes sense. That's a little sly move.
Yeah. Well, the first guy got like $89 million. And then there was
change.
There was a couple too that got sick, and both of them got like $4 million a piece. And there was a couple of people that got like $50 million. So, but because I wasn't diagnosed with anything, because the AMPA is hiding it, I couldn't get on those class action lawsuits because I don't have a damn diagnosis. I got an imaginary disease.
That's just it. I mean, we can't get any of that. They make sure we can't, because this is an elitist type of Georgia Guidestone type of plan. In my opinion, it's spiritual and evil and natural, not unnatural, and non-organic. It is so many things, but they're gonna burn. They're gonna burn, and it's. I want to be there for that bonfire. I'm gonna roast some wieners and marshmallows over there, burning bodies.
I'm glad that I went off on a rant about that aminomethylphosphonic acid because I'm pissed off.
Yeah, well, we should be, and you know what though? That was excellent information, and that's what I was trying to the second time we had ever done this podcast, video cast, whatever you want to call it, splashcast. I was trying to remember what you called it. Remember, I was like going amino something. I kept saying it, but I couldn't remember the name. I was trying to get you to, because what you just told them is so pertinent, so important. And even if nobody does a thing when you send it, it's peace of mind. You're not crazy. You are very, very sane. If anything, you're completely heroic because you have endured evil. You have been,
and it's nice to have that hair analysis. It was nice to take that to my doctor and say, hey,
well, how crazy.
Here it is.
I could show my dad, my sister, my brother. I could show them all that little analysis, and it wouldn't mean shit to them. And they won't even take the time to look, much less know I'm breathing still. I could be dead in my house for days.
Hey, remember what I told you what happened with the dermatologist when I went there, and I was like, well, I have this toxic stuff in my body. It's called aminomethylphosphonic acid. I was like, you ever heard of it? It's like, no, never heard of that. I was like, well.
Yeah, go figure. It's like, oh, and you're working, you're practicing on us.
I said, so if you've never heard of it, then, obviously you wouldn't know how to treat it. Is that not correct? He'd be like, that'd be correct. I said, so obviously I know more about my body and what I'm going through than you would know. Would that not be correct? He said, that'd be correct.
And that's the way it should be. We know our bodies. We're not cookie cutter people. And we're damn well aware if something should or should not be in it, including a Thanksgiving turkey. No, I've never had a Thanksgiving turkey in my body. That's not even the point. The point is, it doesn't have to get up and do the freaking moonwalk across your body to be real. I mean, you're welcome. Not rocket science. So
Hey.
CPS and civil services, shut up. Do
Hey,
your job right.
I still can't understand how anybody can eat corn or corn on the cob. Well, especially if you got Morgellons, because you see all those damn little. And I'm like, first of all, it tastes like plastic to me. I just cannot.
All the veggies do now.
And then, like, when you're trying to like shuck the natural, you know, the real stuff, and you're shucking it, and you see all that, what's corn silk,
the fibers.
Yeah, I'm like, how can y'all eat
Anything
that?
that looks like fibers, I am running. I am running, guys.
Well,
like I am running like an Olympian. Okay.
Yeah, a bullying the owner of the bar used to like, he would have like steak dinners once a year for all the pool league players, and they'd have baked potatoes and corn on the cob, and you know, I'm up there and I'm getting my steak and I get my baked potato and I'm like, oh, don't even put that corn on my plate. Oh, you sure you don't want corn on the cob? I'm like, don't put that corn on my plate. I get so mad.
You better not put that hairy little bastard on my plate. I'll be damned if I'm eating that. He's got a freaking dreadlock going on.
Hey, if you got corn on the cob on your plate, you can't even eat next to me, okay? I'll kill you.
Freaking Pac-Man on crack right there with dreadlocks. This is not happening, Captain. Freaking no. No means no. That put that in a whole different perspective there. Thanks. Yeah, I'm sleep deprived. I don't know what I just said, but yeah, that's right though. It is. It's all stringy. It's like that thing is strung out. Like no pun intended. So.
Well, even when, like I said, when you try to eat it, it's like chewing on plastic. I'm like, how can anybody?
I've noticed that way. Like apples. I got apples the other day, right? Organic apples, because like what is that anyway anymore? But I felt like I bit into a freaking plastic ping pong ball. I may as well went and played ping pong with it. No joke. Probably would have won that way, never the other way. But hey, who's counting? Yes, I did. But I mean, yeah, nothing. It all tastes like plastic. You're right. Because why? Well, it is genetically. What is the word? Next word? Modified.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Tell them what that means again, Candy, because we gotta just like reiterate this every time. We gotta hit that into a home run right now with some people out there.
Okay.
So what is it again?
Modified organism.
Genes.
Genetics.
Yeah, genes like walking, living.
Modified.
Oh, you changed me. You changed me.
Organism is any living thing. So guess what?
Oh man, does that mean I am living?
Of other living organisms, and you change it and you put it in the food supply and people eat it, what happens?
And what does it do to you?
Genetically modified. You are what you eat.
That means we're all probably genetically modified now.
You are welcome.
But you know what? We know where our soul's going and who it belongs to. So I just don't want any more corn on the cob with freaking dreadlocks and no more ping pong apples. Damn it! Stuff tastes like crap. I don't care who you are. It tastes like crap. So yep. How you like them apples? That was no pun intended. Pretty clever. Huh? Yeah. That was all me. That was all me. No, just kidding. I am so exhausted. I am not even thinking straight. But when it comes to this, I can think straight for sure. I mean, passionate, right? We're passionate, and we're not going to lay down and take this, little Mr. C to the D to the C, or any of you other,
Hey.
you know, crown wearing like falsified sons of bitches. You can just kiss it. You're going down. You might take me down before you go down. I don't care. I know where I'm going. The problem is, you know where you're going too. So,
yeah,
love you.
You know what I call it? I call it proactively pissed off. PPO'd.
PPO'd. Yes, very much so. I mean, like literally, eternally pissed off. Well, just no, not eternal, because we're gonna have that day. We're gonna shine. We're shining now, guys. We're shining now. We're warriors. We have been through the freaking storm of all storms, and we have come out with our hair a little electromagnetic. Okay, so what? And a few things like Thanksgiving turkeys emerging from, you know, our dermal areas and probably crapped out a few ping pong balls, but it's fine. We still have come out on top, okay? But we really have, in all seriousness, we have been through the storm of all storms, and we are still laughing and smiling. And as Candy says, and you guys remember that comes from her, stand in your own truth. Stand in your own truth. Don't deny it. Don't lay down. Don't take it. Well, unless you're like willing. That shouldn't have been there. She just said that. So I don't even know what that means. But seriously though, don't deny yourself of the value and worth that you have in you and that you are, and you're priceless. You're a precious gem to our Heavenly Father and to all of us, and so many more than you'll ever be aware of. So ta-da. Ta-da. Magic trick's over. Okay. So, all right then. I guess we're gonna sign off for now. I'm gonna sign on my.
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Right. Those are the best ones, though. We did a lot, Candy. But I'm glad you remembered that amino asshole glycite meth head asshole. Is that what it's called?
Asphonic.
I said a lot of bad words, all wrapped into one, but that was meant for the devil, so it's okay if I say it. All the bad words I said tonight was meant for the devil.
Let me spell it one more time for him. AMINO.
Yeah, write this down, guys.
METHYL PHOSPHONIC acid ACID.
Methylphosphoric acid. Methylphosphoric acid? Is that amino meth head asshole?
Oh my God.
Not it.
Here's the sun.
I don't know. I just know what she said. I'm going to have her say it for me when I have to have an argument. I'll be like, oh, yeah, Candy, tell him. Tell him like it is. I'll be like, I don't know. I just know it. There's an asshead in there somewhere. There always is. So, all right. Yeah, Anthony Brown said, all right, pandemic con. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we've said this evening from hell to high water in your world or ours algorithm was meant for truth. Only for algorithm truth, or and everything else was really important. The end. So we have to say that though to cover our amino phosphic ass wipes. So we have to. Yeah, I'm never going to remember that. I wrote it down too, by the way. I actually have it in my mind, and it still says methylphosphoric ass wipes or something like that every time. Every single time. That's because it was probably created by those. So
hey, it took me 3 months to be able to pronounce that word.
I don't even know how you do it. I'm just gonna go with ass wipes. The methyl phonomic ass wipes. Changes every time. I wonder if they wear cowboy hats, because that would look funny.
Oh.
Don't even know where that came from either. Just looking like that, yeah. I could picture it though, whatever it is. I'm just kidding. I'm actually not though. I'm literally delirious. I've been working 12, 15-hour days, and I just got home from 3 days straight, and then home for 8 hours, and then 5 days straight. So
Anthony, don't make fun of me. I'm tired. It's making fun of my yawns.
Yeah, yawnsy. Okay, I know. I'm right there with him. What if like my dog farted? Would you be awake now? Joke, but she really stinks right now. I'm not kidding. So, but I mean, Gypsy, like the little one, is really sick. Dogs get Morgellons, so they do. And this is your fruit there. And you see her? Wait, no, can you see her? Is she on there? She is. She's wrapped in a towel because she's got leaky bowel syndrome. It's not that. I mean, Texas is doing something with Ebola and animals. I saw that. I got a little glimpse of it on the news, and then all of a sudden, right after that, my dog is sick. So I don't know if it's the Rona. I don't know if it's just spastic colon, and I don't know if it's Ebola, and I don't know if it's just a bunch of crap that shouldn't be happening. But I'm gonna go with all of those. So dog is healthy, happy. Usually, always hear her barking in the background. Never shuts up when I do videos. She's on her deathbed, guys. So they're doing something bad. I mean, I just know it. You don't even have to ask me, like, well, how do you know? Doesn't matter. I just know, because look at us. So 3 cheers. Me, I just totally said that too. But again, for entertainment purposes only, we weren't supposed to be talking like that. So we're just flying under the, under the cover here. So, all right, guys. Candy, what do you think? Any closing words? Because I'm about ready to hit the sack for real.
I got pool league
And I'm
tomorrow.
like,
I got my ladies pool league tomorrow.
Oh, do you?
It's only once a month.
By the way, guys, this girl kicks butt in pool. Like, that's my kind of woman right there. Like, you want to race dirt bikes against me? I'm gonna win that one. But you want to play pool against her? She's got this covered. She's gonna like literally 8-ball your ass. So not her ears. So I'd love to see that. You got any videos you can send me?
No, I've got plaques. I gotta take a picture of that and send you.
I'm just gonna come see you sometime and we'll check it out.
I got a pool table in there. We can play. Awesome. I can teach you a few tricks.
I need a lot of them. So anyone that you want to put in my pocket, let me know. Because I play pool. I had a pool table for years. Marriage of 15 years. Literally get down there and I'm knocking the balls like 2 inches that way or this way or off the table, but never at all, even once probably, where it was supposed to go. So I need a lot of tricks, a whole bunch. So yeah, I'd love to come see you or you can come here too. So anyways, all righty, girlie. And everyone, my loves out there, I love you guys. She loves you guys. We love you guys. And Candy's going to do the opening portion of this show next Friday, right? So. I just dropped that on you just like that.
You're just going to laugh at it.
I literally, she was supposed to do it the whole time. I don't know what she's talking about. She didn't even do it once. Anyway, so yeah, I don't want anyone laughing at me anymore because I can't welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. And we're here for your entertainment laxatives. Something like that. So, yeah, we released a lot though. So, all right, guys. Love you. And until next week.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you later. Later, Gators.
Bye.